Alrighty, so welcome. I don't have the face cam on because I figured it might get in the way of just the viewing experience of the video. For this one specifically, I normally do use a webcam, but yeah, so they recently announced that the new Minecraft 1.18, which is going to be the part 2 of the Caves and Cliffs update, is going to be coming out on November 30th, and I'm filming this on November 24th. So in 6 days, they will be coming out with a new update, and I'm assuming it's going to change a lot of world generation stuff, and most worlds are probably going to be kind of obsolete if you want to sort of experience that sort of thing. Like, obviously, you can, I would assume it would update chunks and stuff like that, and I would just be able to fly pretty far out or something like that to be able to see the new stuff. But I figured it would be cooler because I actually play on a realm with a couple of friends, that I would just do a tour of this sort of world and what we've sort of done with it so far. And yeah, I will probably just reset the server, or I might get him to download this and give it to me just as a memento, because I've spent a lot of time in this world, and then we'll probably just reset the server and start a new world whenever the new update comes out. So this is pretty much the entrance of the sort of, I guess, like settlement or just base in general. I guess it's more of like a base tour. But yeah, you walk in, and I've done so much building on this world. Like, I don't know what it is. I've enjoyed Minecraft ever since, I think I started playing this when I was like a sophomore in high school, and I've been out of school for like 6 years now. So roughly like 8 or 9 years I've been playing Minecraft at this point, which is a really long time, and I still, for some reason, just really enjoy it. A lot of games just don't hold my attention anymore, but this is one that definitely does for some reason. I just love like building and stuff like that, even though I'm not like super great. Like, I don't think any of this is like spectacular or anything, especially with, you know, me. I'm part of like the subreddit, and I watch other like Minecraft YouTubers and stuff like that I've watched for a really long time, and you know, people are really good at the game. They build some really crazy stuff, but this is obviously just like a little almost like a barn, I guess, for like the horses, and we've got the different kinds of animals and everything like that. We only have one mushroom because it was absolutely a pain trying to transport him all the way from the mushroom island, and I just haven't went to get a second one yet. Got a donkey, which is cool, I guess. Nothing too crazy so far, I assume. There hasn't been any breakouts. I don't know. Sometimes you could obviously see there was a couple of dirt blocks in here. The Endermen keep placing them down. But we've got, you know, a cow pen and everything like that. And then over here, okay, well, didn't mean to do that. Over here we have the pig pen, which is kind of cool. So yeah, they've got like a little shelter. I guess they get special treatment. I didn't actually build the pig pen, but they do have a shelter, which I guess is a little bit nicer than the other two have. But, well, I guess technically I did make like a little awning that comes out a little bit further for these other two. So I guess they have shelter too. It is what it is. But there's actually a I don't think I showed this, but there is a egg dispenser, like, I guess egg collector, like a, I don't even know what to call it. It would be just a chicken hutch sort of thing. There's also some chickens in this one as well, but I made sort of like a little loft up here with different kinds of like storage chests and stuff like that, and a couple of hay bales and everything. Just random storage. Obviously nothing's really getting placed up here, but I thought it looked really nice and decorative. So yeah, kind of cool. But yeah, there's also a couple of chickens out here, just free range, I guess, or not technically free range because they're, I guess, technically in a cage, but yeah, that's pretty much the barn. I tried to decorate a couple of, like, I've been using a lot of moss because it came out in this update, and I thought it was really cool. But coming up here, we have just like a decent little area for crops and stuff like that. We've got a decent wheat field because we were using a lot of wheat, so I just ended up expanding this one to make a second one, because this originally was our entire like crop farm sort of deal. I have like a nice little setup where you can get vines if you need them. I finally found a jungle after a really long time, so we put some cocoa beans and stuff up if you need them. Sugar cane is really nice because we are at the point to where we use a lot of rockets and everything because we have elytras. So I have a little passive cactus farm down here. It's definitely not very efficient. A lot of the cactus actually do end up falling on top of the other cactus and getting destroyed, but as long as it gives you a little bit, I don't use it for anything except for like green dye occasionally anyway, so Not really anything super crazy. A couple of composters if you really need to break anything down. Just a bunch of seeds and just extra overflow stuff goes over here. I honestly don't even harvest this all that much, but yeah, so farm. We did actually have, I had all my bees over here, but I've actually moved them, so we'll get to those a little bit later. I do have a little fox over here. I really like it when the fox sleeps underneath the tree, so I kind of have just a little fence up there so we can tie him close to the tree. I did have a little chicken over here, which was really funny because the fox would constantly try to track to the chicken and try to fight it, but I don't have that anymore, which is unfortunate. I think we ended up accidentally killing it. But a couple of traveling merchant llamas that lost their owner, unfortunately. If we come around up the little pathway here, this is the basic house. I don't know why, but I have a really bad habit of just building into mountains and stuff like that, which I don't know. I guess it's good or bad depending on how you look at it. I really like just expanding into mountains and stuff like that because it's really easy to make new rooms and stuff, but at the same time there's not a whole lot of like decoration that goes on the outside of it most of the time for me because you just build into the walls. But the house itself is pretty cool. We'll get to some of this other stuff a little bit later, but you walk in. This was the original like front door. I've kind of like changed up a lot of stuff like over time. There was like a little ladder here to go up, but that has been phased out, and now we have basically just a fireplace, which is kind of cool. I was experimenting with terracotta finally because I really have never messed with that before. Little enchanting area. I even have a little button that gives you the 3 lapis that you need to enchant stuff if you really want to. So yeah, we have that little dispenser system there. I don't know, it's not anything crazy, but it's a cool little system. I like building that whenever we do enchantment tables and stuff. So yeah, pretty standard stuff. I've been trying to decorate a lot. Like I like the candles and little pots and stuff like that. I tried to put those as many places as I could, so that way it was a little bit more full looking, I guess. We have a little trash can here if you need to, just a little piece of cactus under there. It always throws me off because sometimes I hear it like grow and pop off and I always have no idea what it is, but for some reason when it grows and it pops off, it makes that like weird like wool breaking sound, which is a bit odd. I have a bunch of shulker boxes here with just random stuff in them. Obviously some of them don't have anything, but some of them I go to different biomes and try to collect various materials and stuff that we may need, whatever the case may be. We have an automatic smelter over here that is out of fuel at the moment, which is kind of unfortunate. I'm sure we have tons of coal. I don't know, I just haven't stocked it in a while, but I haven't really been playing on this a whole lot since the new update got announced, which honestly, like, we played on this for probably like a good month or so, and then it was basically just me hopping on every once in a while if I had an idea for a build or just like wanted to play for some reason. So basic storage system, pretty, nothing too crazy. We have, stone. This is like dirt, and I think we had gravel in here, but I think we've moved gravel somewhere else, or maybe I'm just low on gravel. I think I am because I was making a lot of coarse dirt. Different kinds of plant stuffs, wood, etc. Obviously a storage system is a storage system. There's just a bunch of stuff, so we're not going to go through every single one of those. I've really been liking messing around with trap doors and stuff like that as like a almost ceiling texture and sort of like a decoration sort of idea. So I did mess around a lot with just using trap doors in general, and I think they did a really good job of just making the room look kind of nicer, I guess. So if we head back towards the living room here, we have the downstairs. I guess we should probably do the downstairs first. Let's finish this small little living room section really quick though. We have an aquarium in the floor, which I thought was kind of cool. This is the other door, which leads up to the little mushroom awning or whatever. So that's the path we were on a second ago, and it just leads up to the side door, I guess. But yeah, we just have like a little corner sitting area sort of deal. Like I said, I've been trying to put stuff on like little shelves and everything, trying to make things look fuller. Just a random armor stand. There's the dragon head from when we killed the dragon. I've got a couple of things in the ender chest, of course. Yeah, and then of course there is an upstairs as well. You got like a little overhang where you can look down into the living room if you need to. The basement here is probably my favorite room. I put another armor stand there just because I thought it was kind of a bland wall. I think if I didn't have him there, I would probably put like a painting or something over that. But yeah, down here I really took advantage of using trapdoors as much as possible. So we have it to sort of like decorate the ceiling, some of the walls and stuff like that, and I have like lighting behind those, so that way you don't have to put torches or anything like that behind here. We obviously have some shroom lights and stuff like that underneath, so I just didn't want torches everywhere, and with a lot of the walls being trapdoors, you can't put torches on them anyway, unless they're just like the other side of it. But yeah, these are actually really nice ways to make this area look like wood, but then if you go into the rooms, I actually have concrete powder, or concrete that has been used from concrete powder to sort of make like actual like wallpaper sort of looking blocks to make the rooms actually seem a little bit better. So we had 3 people on the server, so that's Aussie's room. This is Haywood's room, which is he gets the double door for some reason. I don't know why I gave him the double door, but it's got a little wither skeleton skull in here. And then my room was always up at the very end, and I've got my little dog, of course, because I don't know, I always end up naming my dog. But yeah, have my little decorated room. I actually have a little like pathway back here, so that way I can leave the house easier, because I don't always want to like run all the way around the steps and go up and leave the house like that, because I was working on the back area behind the house a lot as of lately, so it was just easier for me to go through there. We do have a bunch of music discs. I was trying to get music discs at some point. We have the dragon egg sort of placed back here behind one of these quartz like blackout glass. I don't know what to call this, actually. You can get it tinted glass is what it's called. We've got some like bookshelves or whatever. You can use looms to make it look like an empty bookshelf, which I think is kind of cool. And then we have like an actual map of the entire like base area itself, and I've just been constantly trying to like expand and fill up this map, but I don't know, it just gets kind of like boring every now and then. Like you just lose inspiration and don't have ideas or whatever. We have some coordinates for some different biomes that we found. That's actually, I probably need to replace that one with an actual block, but whatever. You're not supposed to open that either way. It's actually nighttime, so let's go ahead and sleep really quickly, and then we will proceed with the rest of the house. So yeah, I don't know. So far, I mean, I really enjoyed playing on this world a lot, and I always feel like I end up being like the designated builder on a lot of the times that I play with friends and stuff like that, just because I've played the game for a really long time, I guess. So it's just natural. So we have like a little area right here. You walk out, you can see out of the base a little bit, just a nice little window. We have like a little axolotl like aquarium. Sorry, I feel like I'm like right on the verge of getting hiccups for no reason. But you go up here. I just recently added this little balcony section, which is kind of cool. Just a little bit of lighting, nothing crazy, just a little overhang where you can kind of look out and see just the area behind the house, which is kind of nice. If you go up here, we have just like a little like reading nook sort of area along with the overhang and everything here. Aussie really liked cats, so I made an entire like pink color schemed cat room. She had a lot more, but she decided that she didn't want like duplicates of them, plus they make a lot of noise, so we just said to, you know, get one of each cat, and then the rest of them we pushed them into the nether. So I even built like these little cat trees, which I feel like kind of look like cat trees. I mean, I don't know, obviously like some stuff with a, you know, Minecraft world, you kind of have to put your imagination into it, but they'll sit on the chests and stuff like that if you unsit them sometimes, which I don't own any of the cats, so I can't do that. Little grandfather clock design into the wall here. You can look through this into the potion brewing room, which you can actually come around over here and look into. So this is just sort of like cartography table. We've got a bunch of different potion brewing ingredients. I don't think we ever use the left barrels, but yeah, this is where we brew the potions and stuff like that. We can look out over the area and stuff like that. So kind of cool. I mean, there's even a little sort of shortcut that you can take down here to get back onto the front porch, which is nice, I guess, if you really need it. Nothing too crazy. And then if we come back over here next to the cat room, we can actually walk out onto the little like walkway and go all the way up. I used to have, you can see the nether portal over there. I used to have the nether portal up here, but after like redecorating a little bit, I decided to sort of move the nether portal from up here, which was in these blocks right here. I conveniently have 2 pieces of dirt. But yeah, I just sort of made this like a scenic little area. I don't know, probably put some like seats up here or something like that, or quotation mark seats, because obviously you can't actually sit in anything except for a minecart or a boat. But yeah, so let's I guess move from here. So actually, let's head over here really quickly. So as I was doing a lot of the stuff that I was messing around with or building or whatever, we ended up making sort of like a villager like breeding area underneath here. And it was like we did have like little slots in all of these walls and stuff for the villagers to go in, but it got to the point where Haywood was sort of just like really into the villager breeding system and was trying to get good trades. So he has basically made a like expanded version of what we used to have, and obviously not all of it's full by any means, but all of these ones down here have like the good enchantments on them. So Depth Strider, Fortune, Soak Touch, you know, Frostwalker, or whatever the case may be. And then there's Zombie Name, which we use to sort of like, I guess, like reset zombies or whatever, so that way they'll give you the discount, which is kind of cool. I don't know, I didn't really get around to decorating this area as much as I would have wanted to, but you know, I just kind of lost inspiration in certain areas and moved on to different kinds of things. So yeah, I don't know. Obviously, if I was to finish everything, like you could play this game for absolutely forever if you really wanted to. But little area that comes across the back. This actually leads into the aquarium room, but we've just got a nice little overhang here. As you can see, I just kind of started expanding back as far as I could really quickly. I guess we'll head over here just because this is like an easy area to sort of like look at and finish. I made sort of like a little campground with a donkey, or this is actually a mule. Haywood ended up finding a skeleton spawner, and he ended up making this entire skeleton spawner by himself. So very cool. We've got infinite arrows and bones and stuff like that, which is really good. They drop down over here, which is cool. I don't know. I feel like we use the zombie spawner more, but I think it's just because it was the first spawner that we found. But it's over that way. We'll get to it eventually. Coming through this way, I think this was one of the more recent projects that I made. I was trying to figure out a way that I could like harvest pumpkins, because I was starting to put jack-o'-lanterns underneath moss carpets, so that way I could actually sort of like add lighting to the area without there being torches all over the place. It does look a little weird in certain areas because this whole area is like dark forest biome technically, and because of that, the carpets don't really match the grass like darkness or whatever you want to call it, because the grass has different textures and different biomes or whatever. So we have an automatic pumpkin farm, which is kind of nice. I was just using those to make jack-o'-lanterns, like I said. If you walk all the way back here, we have sort of just like a little, this all is ravine back here, and I ended up just making this sort of walkway overhang thing that comes all the way around. And then this is where the bees sort of got moved. So I have an automatic honey farm. I can't remember exactly who I watched the tutorial for to make this, but all of this stuff is very specific. I don't remember anything about building this, to be honest, but it's very helpful, because this is like an automatic honey bottler. And then if we wanted actual like honeycombs themselves, I have a system over here that harvests honeycombs with a dispenser, or it's either what is it? Yeah, it's a dispenser. It's not a dropper, but it has a bunch of different kinds of like shears in it. So yeah, the bees end up, you know, just having, I don't know, enclosures, but it is what it is. Need to eat a little bit so we can sprint more. And then I have one of every colored sheep, but they immediately get sheared. So we have a automatic wool farm, which is kind of nice. I don't use a lot of wool in builds and stuff like that most of the time, but I don't know. I just thought it was kind of nice to have just every color of wool if you really needed it. If we head up here, I don't know why I ended up building this little castle wall, but it was supposed to be just kind of like decorative to sort of like cap off the area almost. I didn't even build the inside of it, and then I didn't have anywhere to put coarse fruits, so I could farm like purple blocks and stuff like that, so I just put them sort of back here, and they grow all willy-nilly over the back of the castle wall, so that's cool, I guess. We might as well go ahead and show the portal off, since you actually get to it from over here. Basically, there's just like a small little tower. You walk up the tower, Not my greatest design for a staircase there. And then you sort of just make your way through this pathway, and then it's just like a plateau sort of deal on the top of this mountain. There was a bunch of like dark wood trees and stuff like that, but I just kind of decorated it with a bunch of different like nether blocks and everything like that, which is kind of cool. And I was starting to sort of work on like a nether hub area, but honestly the only thing in here is like we have this goes down to our ice road, which leads to the end, if I'm not mistaken. So that's kind of cool. I guess that's the only like actually like finished area of the whole nether pretty much. Down there and to the left is just a gigantic walkway that leads to a portal for a sea temple that I was starting to work on, but I never got around to. And then down there is just kind of like a strip mine that we were sort of using to make or to sort of try to find netherite. And then that way was just like the first area that we actually explored through. There's like a fortress through there and to the right though. But yeah, nothing super crazy in here. I wanted to like actually build like a little nether hub, but I don't know, just never really got around to it. But cool nonetheless. So if we head back this way, we will we'll go ahead and hit up the farm, I guess, farmhouse sort of deal. I just wanted like, I like really big like wheat fields. I think that they look really nice, so I built a wheat field over here at first, and then I had this really small sort of shack for no reason. I guess I was just gonna make that like the small little like storage like shed for the farm. But I decided against that, and I found an idea for, or I found like a build on Instagram where it was literally just this, like it was a screenshot of like the front of this house, and I was like, that looks really cool, but there's like it doesn't show like the sides or the back of it or anything like that, so I just kind of like freehanded the rest of it. But I thought it was a really cool looking house design. It's something that I don't really normally like try to make, but I did like fill it up with sort of interior stuff and tried to decorate it as much as I could to make it actually look, you know, nice. But I don't know, there's just like a little bed in here. I come in here every once in a while if I'm close by and I don't want to run all the way to the house. Got just a little upstairs area that's kind of cool, I guess. I don't know, I put chests and everything in every house that I have, basically just as sort of like decoration. So yeah, we'll go ahead and hop back over here, and if we go to the zombie spawner this way, there is the side of the house underneath the sort of like porch overhang sort of thing. This is actually where the pathway to my room is, so you actually come through here, and then this is the back of that, so that way you're back into my room. I don't know, just I thought that this was like a nice little scenic looking area. Well, let's go this way first, and then we'll wrap back around. But this was supposed to be sort of just like an area that I cleared out for farming trees. I just have like little plots, I guess, where you're supposed to plant the trees and then let them grow, and then you come back through and chop them down. I haven't needed a whole lot of wood lately, so I just haven't really messed with it too much. But you have just, I don't know, just a little storage area for saplings and wood if you need it, and then like a decorative sort of like tree trimmer sort of thing, like what, like a sawmill, I guess is what it would be called, where you just run logs over it and it'll cut them in half. And it was supposed to be like, oh, like this one got cut in half, it's 2 boards, wow, very cool, very decorative. But I've got a couple of like stacks of logs out here that are just supposed to be like tied down or whatever. I don't know, I see stuff on Instagram where I watch people like play Minecraft a lot, and I like pick up small little like detail tricks that they do to sort of like make their builds look better, and I try to incorporate them in my own way to my own worlds. So yeah, I have a small little like Zen pond sort of thing over here. I had a couple of fish in there, but for some reason anytime you put fish in here, they just swim up the waterfall, and like they go to the very back of that like where that water comes from, which is just nowhere, so they just all sit up there and don't do anything for some reason. But if we head this way, this used to be just like a couple of logs to signify that the zombie spawner was here, and I finally decided to put a fountain here instead. So if we hop down through here, we actually have the zombie spawner. I have a little snowman down here, so you can farm snow if you really want to. I don't ever mess with it really, but yeah, I guess very cool. You can turn this off. I really liked the whole like tinted glass idea, so I kind of just went with it. I've probably like changed the design of this and decorated it like 3 or 4 times because I don't know, I spend a lot of time AFK like messing around in here while I'm waiting for zombies to spawn, so the actual place has probably changed a lot, but I went with like checkerboard on the floors, and just I needed more lamps here, I guess. I guess I just didn't get around to those. But yeah, they obviously shoot up through here, and then they drop down through here. You come down here to the little area, and then I had a Feather Falling 4 villager down here. He probably needed to be moved to the other villagers, but this is where the collection system sort of like lands. I've got the one chest dedicated to if there's a small like baby zombie riding a chicken, the chicken materials go in there. If they drop a potato or a carrot, it goes in there. Armor goes in here along with random ingots that they drop sometimes, and then it's just a ton of rotten flesh. We've got, you know, a enchantment table and a couple of things in case you need to mess with your gear and everything while you're down here. I don't know, I tried to make it as like convenient as possible, but I don't know, it's probably where I've spent most of the time in this world. And then this is kind of like the last area that I was sort of messing around with. I wanted to have at least one farm, like just sort of decorative farm area for each of the crops. So I made a beetroot one right here that's completely like, I guess like walled in, and I was just messing around with this like a couple of days ago, so some of this a lot of this wheat hasn't even grown in yet, but I thought that this would be just kind of like a cool little thing that you could like walk over. So yeah, it's just like basically just a little held up walkway, which is kind of cool, I guess. I wanted to make some sort of like extra houses and stuff like that that go along this area and everything, and then I made sort of like just like a little like walk down into like a, I don't know, a weird walled off area. I don't know what to call this stuff. I'm not super build like lingo savvy, I guess, but heading back over here to where the house comes there, like my like little secret passage from my room comes out, we have the creeper farm, and there are spiders that actually spawn in here every once in a while, and this is on just like a regular clock. I don't remember who I got the build from or anything like that, because I just kind of look it up as I'm going, because I didn't even think I was going to be making a video on this. But yeah, it has a couple of different layers. Basically the idea is if you fly all the way up, there's a platform all the way up there, and if you AFK up there, the way that spawning works is it's like completely in a sphere. And if you stand up there, the bottom of the sphere basically reaches this bottom platform, which means that the only mobs that are going to be spawning should be in this spawner, which means that the rates get like severely increased. So you get a ton of what do you call it? Gunpowder. Like I said, there are spiders that spawn in it every once in a while, so it is what it is. And then I have an automatic sugarcane farm over here, so that way I can make rockets with the sugarcane into paper, and then down here is just, you know, tons of gunpowder and string, and I guess you get the odd enemy every once in a while that just wander into the pool. They're not actually spawning in the system because of the trapdoors, but yeah, I don't know, kind of cool. Other than that, hey, there's a spider jockey. I don't ever see those. But other than that, the only other thing that I really have in the world is just a mine, which is pretty standard stuff. I mean, if you drop down here, we actually have a beacon underneath here, which is really nice because it has haste and everything on it. And there was just tons of strip mining down here because Haywood just really likes to mine in general. I had a creeper explosion, so the bottom of this staircase is missing. But I did have some of my purple blocks growing down here, but I moved them eventually. And then there's actually a geode over here, which is kind of cool. So you can harvest any of the crystals and stuff that you need. But yeah, just a ton of mining and stuff like that. I guess we're gonna pretty much call it there, though. I do have an extra portal down here, but a lot of haste mining went on down through here, so that's pretty much it. We're pretty much going to cap this off right exactly, or not exactly, but right at the 30-minute mark. And I figured this was going to be kind of long, but there's a couple of other things that we've done here and there. Like, I mean, we've started to sort of work on like tearing down a water monument or whatever, like a water temple, and just different things like that. But I feel like it was a really cool world. I put a lot of time into it over the past like couple of months, and I just thought that it was worth showing off before it sort of gets, you know, either deleted or sort of downloaded and put into an archive kind of deal, because the new update's coming out. So that's pretty much all I've got for you. don't have anything else to say. Obviously kind of a long video, but if you made it through the whole thing, congrats to you. What? I guess the chunk loaded and messed me up there, but either way, that's it from me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. I don't know, I don't do a whole lot of Minecraft stuff anymore, but I think the game is still like a fantastic game. They still update it and add a ton of stuff to it. So that's it from me. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you guys in the next video. See you then.